Hello, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew this lovely skirt and top. If it's something you're interested in, please keep watching. Okay, let's go ahead to draft the pattern for the top. So I'm just going to draw a straight line here, which is going to serve as my starting line, and I'm going to just go ahead to draw the second line here. This line is actually not necessary. I just thought I would cut the front and back together, but at the end of the day it wasn't possible, so you can scrap drawing that line. So yes, after drawing that line, I'm just going to go ahead to just turn my paper like so that I'll be comfortable while drafting the pattern. So now I'm going to take my shoulder measurement divided by 2. My shoulder is 15 inches divided by 2, so I have 7.5 inches. I'm now going to go ahead to take my horizontal measurement, my chest line, my bust line, my under bust line, my waist line. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Then I'll just take my rule and join those points together. Okay, I'm done. So now let's draw our armhole line. So I'm just taking my shoulder measurement there and I'm just going to join it to my chest line. So now I'm just going to go ahead to impute my body measurement. So my bust divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. Then my underbust, I'll draw the same thing on my chest line. My underbust divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. Same thing with my waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'm just going to join those points together like so. So now let's go ahead to make our armhole. So I'm coming down by 1 inch for my curve, and then my neck width is 3 inches. So that's what I've done, join those points. So now I'm going to go ahead to come in. My neck depth is 8 inches. I don't want it too low. So I'm dividing my armhole line by 2. I'm coming in by ½ inch, so to draw my armhole curve. So now I'm drawing my armhole curve like so. I'll join it to that point. Okay, so now let's go ahead to measure that part where we want our chest, our neckline to stop. So I'm just taking 6 inches like so. I'm marking it, and I'm going to use my French curve to just join my neck depth to my armhole. So that's what I'm doing. So now we have our neckline. So now I'm going to take my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. So I'll just put the point there, the measurement there rather. I'm going to join that point all the way to my neckline like so, because I'm about to do a bustier cut. So I'm going to now come in there ½ inch. So the other side is 1 inch, 1 inch. So I'm going to join them to my underbust line like so. So the inside is half, this outside is 1 inch. So I'm going to use my curve to join that to my bust line, not necessarily my bust line. So I'm definitely coming down by 1 inch before my bust line. So that is what it looks like now. So we are going to come up here. I'm going to take half inch on both sides. And I'm going to go ahead to use my rule to join that to my bust line. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. So here I'm coming in by 1 inch. It's just to reduce excesses that shows on the neckline after you finish sewing. So I'm coming in by 1 inch, and we are done with our front pattern. It's as easy as that. So here I'm just cutting it out. Please make sure that you don't cut the side of your pattern yet, because I'm cutting this out because I want to use the same pattern to draft my back pattern. So I'm not cutting the sides yet. And please note, I haven't added the allowance, the dart allowance to my front pattern yet. So please don't cut out your side. So I'm placing it on another pattern paper. So I'll just try to trace it like so with my ruler and pencil on the new pattern, just so that I'll have the exact bodies, and then I'll be able to draft my back pattern. Okay, so I'm done now. So I'm just going to go ahead to trace it more so that it will be more visible on my pattern paper. So that's what I'm doing. So now I'm just going to go ahead to take my body measurement, my waist divided by 4 plus 2 inches sewing allowance, 1 inch for sewing allowance and 1 inch for that. Then I'm going to, sorry, I didn't mark my underbust and my bust line, so I'm just marking it now. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead to take my underbust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inch allowance sewing and that. So I'm doing the same thing for my bust divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance. I'm taking the same bust measurement on my chest line, so I'm joining those points like so. So when I'm done joining those points, I'm just going to go ahead to my dart line. I'm going to take half inch on both sides, and I'm just going to join it to my neckline like so. Okay, so after doing that, I'm just going to go ahead to work on my, so here I'll just come in by 1 inch like I did on my front pattern. I'm going to now draw a new armhole like so. So after that, we're just going to work on our zipper allowance. So here I'm going to come down here, I'm going to come in by half inch. So you're just dividing the 1 inch into 2, so that's half. So I'm taking out half inch, I'll join that to my neckline. The same thing here, I'll go up by half inch. I'm going to join that to my, I'm going to join a new waistline. So that's what I just did. So we are done with my back pattern, and I'm just here cutting it out. Remember, I said we are not done with the front pattern, so we're just coming back to our front pattern. Measure the dart, then you're adding the allowance there. So mine is 1.5, so that's what I'm doing on my underbust and my waistline. So I'm just joining that to my bust line. So now you can go ahead to cut out your front pattern like so. Okay, so now I'm done. Now we have our front and back pattern, so let's go ahead to cut them on fabric. So just place your pattern on your fabric. Oh, sorry, I didn't cut out the excess at my zipper allowance. I'm doing that now. So now you just place it on your fabric and just go ahead to cut everything on your fabric. Okay, so I'm done cutting my front pattern. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut the same thing for my lining. I'm using the same fabric for my lining. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut this again. Okay, so now let's go ahead to cut the flay for the top. So now I'm going to measure 11 inches like so. So I'm just measuring 11 inches all around. Then I'm just going to go ahead to confirm my top length, which is 9 inches. Okay, now I'm going to just go ahead to continue. I'm placing my tape like so, and then I'm going to measure 20 inches all around. So that's what I'm doing all around. I'm measuring 20 inches like so. I'm then going to just go ahead to cut that out. So that is my flay for my top. So I'm just confirming again. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut it out like so. Okay, I'm not done. You can just go ahead and be done. You can just use that for yours, but me, I just want the front to be a bit higher than the back. Like I want the back to be lower than the front. So I'm just finding the midpoint for my front flay. So that's what I'm looking at. Folded the zippers allowance. I'm notching the side, and I also notch the center of my pattern. So when I'm done with that, so here I'm just notching the point. I'm just going to turn it like so and then match the point. Then I'm going to go ahead to create a curve. But first of all, let's take the measurement. So I want that the front part to be about 5 inches, 6 inches. So let's say I'm taking 6 inches. Okay, so we are going for 6 inches. So I'm marking that. So I'm just going to go ahead to use my curve rule and then make it curve like so to get to that notch side. So the front would be higher than the back. So I'm just going to go ahead, so that the front will be lower than the back rather. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut that out. So now, yes, now we are done with our flare for our top. So now I'm just going to go ahead to cut out the sleeve. The sleeve is just very simple, so just fold your fabric into 4. Then I'm just taking the length of the sleeve I want. You're going to gather it, so just make sure you add allowance. So here I'm just curving it like so. So I'm curving it. Please, this is 4 pieces because I'm going to use the other piece to turn it. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut that out. Okay, we're done with that. This is what it looks like. So we have 4 pieces of our sleeve. One is for the turning. So now I'm just going to go ahead to cut out the strap for it. So I'm just going to take 1.5 inch or 2 inches depending on how wide you want your strap to be. So here I think I'm taking 2 inches, and then I'm just going to go ahead to cut it. So the length of my strap is 15, so I just took 15 just with allowance. It's supposed to be about 13, so I'm just adding that just to be on the safe side. So now I'm done with my front pattern. That's my top, and that's the sleeve, and the sleeve is 4 pieces of it. And then now this is my spaghetti sleeve, and this is the flare. So that's all for the front piece. So let's go ahead to cut our skirt. Okay, for the skirt has 3 steps. So the first step is a flare, so that's what we're about to do. So we're using the same measurement for the flare. We have your actual waist divided by 3.14, then you're going to add that to your skirt length. So my first step, the flare is just 10 inches. So just go ahead to do your calculation. So mine, I'm still going to have 11 inches for my circle waist, and then my skirt length is 10 inches. So 11 plus 10, that's 21 for the length of my fold. So now I'm just going to go ahead to measure 11 inches like so. I'm just going to measure it round the way we did for the top, the flare for the top. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to measure 11 inches all around. So after that, I'm just confirming my the length of my skirt itself. So after doing that, I'm just going to go ahead to mark that, and then plus sewing allowance. Sorry, I added sewing allowance of 2 inches. So that's 23. So that's what I'm just doing. I'm just going to form that curve there. So we are done with our skirt. I'm just going to go ahead to cut that out. Okay, so this is what our flare looks like. So now we have the first step for the skirt. So let me go ahead to cut the band first. My band is 3 inches. It's on fold. So I'm just cutting that. The length of my band is the length of my waist plus 2 inches sewing allowance. So that's 34. So I'm cutting out my band like so. So now let's go ahead to cut out the down part. So the down part is just a straight one. So I'm going to be using 4 yards for the first step, 4 yards by 15 inches for the first step, and then the second one I'm going to be using 7 yards by 22 inches because let's go straight to sewing. So we're going to start with the skirt. Notice that I've already ironed my facing on my waistband, so I'm just going to go ahead to use that to turn my waist of my flare. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm adding my waistband to my skirt like so. So after that, I'm just going to go ahead to tell you what to do next. Okay, we're done with our waistband. So I've gone ahead to gather my gathers for the first step, which is 4 yards by 15 inches. So I've gathered it to the size of the measurement of the down part of my flare. So I'm just going to go ahead to join it like so. Okay, so we are done with the first step. The second step, I went ahead to measure 4 yards, which is 4 yards actually. So I'm going to gather the second step, which is 7 yards by 22 inches. I'm going to gather it to 4 yards. So I'm just going to go ahead to join it like so. Okay, we're done joining. That is what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead to turn it to the back and then join the sides, the zipper allowance at the back together. So that's what I'm doing right now. The next step is to fix our zip. So just go ahead and fix your zip. So I'm fixing my zip to the point of where my zip is going to stop, which is I'm using 8 inches. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, I thought we were done with my skirts, but I totally forgot that it had a trimming on it. I should have done this before joining the zipper allowance side. But I'll just go ahead to do that carefully while I just adjust my fabric. So I'm joining the trimming to the gathers part of my skirt right now. So I'm just going to join it on both parts, both steps of the gathers. So I'm joining it at the first step now, and then I'll go ahead to join it at the second step. So after that, I'm just going to go ahead to fold the hem of my skirt, and yes, we're done with the skirt. Okay, so let's go ahead to work on our top. So the top, just go ahead to join your bustiers together. Just join the curve of your bustiers. Then go ahead to join the side of your top. That is your back pattern to your front pattern when you're done with your front pattern. So it's as easy as that. Remember, I have 2 of these. I have for my lining piece too. So I'm just going to join each of them separately because I just love turning it. I love the inside of my clothes, very neat. So I'm going to join this piece separate, and I'm going to join another piece separate. That's for my lining, and then I'm going to have 2 pieces of my front piece. Okay, so now I'm just going ahead to hold the dart at my back. Don't forget to hold the back of your dart, or sorry, don't forget to hold your back dart rather. So yes, that's what I'm doing here. So now I'm going to do the second dart, and then we have 1 piece for our front pattern. Okay, we are done with the front. Now just go ahead to turn the flay for the waist of my top. Remember, I have 2 pieces of this flay too. I'm just using the lining piece to turn the other piece to the front. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just joining the curved side. After that, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it and then take it to my ironing table and iron it neatly. Okay, so I'm done with that. Let's go ahead and work on our sleeve. My sleeve, I also have 2 pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead to turn it. I'm going to use the lining piece to turn it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to sew all the way around my sleeve. I'm just going to sew it all the way around. Okay, so I'm done with that. So now I'm just going to go ahead to create a space at the center of it, just on the first piece, just one piece. Please don't enter into the other one. Then I'm going to use that space to turn my sleeve inside out. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm going to go ahead to do the same thing to my second sleeve, and then I'm just going to iron them together. So now I'm going to go ahead to sew my strap. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'll just sew it together, then I'm going to go ahead to turn it inside out also. Okay, so here I'm attaching my strap, so my sleeve band. So that's what I'm doing here. After doing that, I'm just going to go ahead to do the second one too. So I'm strapping it, I'm attaching it to the front first. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead to, I'm done with the strap, so I'm going to go ahead to prepare my sleeve. My sleeve has gathers, so I'm just going to create a gather stitch like so. Then after that, I'm just going to go ahead to gather it, to drag the gathers so that I can place it on the strap for my sleeve. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I'm done with that. That's what it looks like. So I'm just going to place it on my strap like so, adjusting it to the other end of my strap. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'm just going to go ahead to tack it on that part that you created the gathers. So I'm just going to sew it on my band, on the center of my band. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I'm done with that. This is what my sleeve looks like. It's already looking very beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead to attach the strap to the back of my top. So after that, I'm also going to go ahead to do the same thing to the other hand of my sleeve, and then we are done with the sleeve. Okay, so now we are done. So let's go ahead to use our second lining piece to turn the neckline of our top. Remember, we had 2 pieces, the lining piece. So that's what I'm going to use now to turn the neckline of my top. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I'm done turning the neckline of my top. This is what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead to iron it neatly. So after that, we're going to go ahead to fix my flay now to my waist. So that's what I'm doing now. So just go ahead to fix your flay to the waist of your top. So after doing that, we just go ahead to fix the zip. We're almost done with our top. So now I'm fixing the zip of my top. After fixing the zippers, we are basically done with our turn. But first of all, I'm just going to go ahead to place the lining neatly inside my top. So I'm just going to go ahead to take it to my ironing table and then fold it in and then iron it neatly with my hemming comb. So now I'm fixing the zip of my top, and just go ahead and fix your zip. Okay, I'm done fixing the zip, and this is me done fixing the zip, turning the inside of my top and ironing everything. So yes, this is what my two-piece looks like. The top is looking so beautiful, and the sleeve, I love the sleeve, and the skirt, this is what it also looks like. Thank you so much for watching this video till this point. If you're yet to subscribe, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. Enjoy my two-piece until I see you on my next video. Bye.